Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Breaking the Cycle with Devin. I started this financial independence journey just a couple months ago. I'm in the early stages, and one of the things I wanted to talk about is how much money I was wasting until I took a step back and I looked at all my finances. Quickly want to point out that some of these numbers aren't very large up front, but when you add up multiple small savings, they turn into a large savings really quick. So today, we'll talk about 7 things that I changed, or at least looked into, to save some money, and how much I actually saved from each of these. Spoiler alert, I saved a ton of money once I knew I was actually spending it on. Number 1, insurance plans. You could easily save yourself a large chunk of change if you just go online and get some quotes from other companies, or at least take a look at your insurance plan and know what you're actually paying for. More than likely, you're either paying for way too much or even worse, way too little. It turns out I'm paying a slight premium for USAA, but I found the premium to be worth it. I did see companies like Progressive and State Farm offering the same services for at least 10% less. But this is the only area that I looked into that I didn't see the value in saving $15 a month, but your mileage may vary. Number 2, food. When you just go to a grocery store and you don't think about what you're getting, you have a tendency to just buy so much more stuff than you really need. Just walking into a grocery store with a grocery list has saved me at least $50 a month. On top of that, I've started trying off-brand goods. Sometimes they taste just as good as the real thing and cost half as much. Number 3, credit card rewards. This is an area where you really need to be careful. If you spend more money than you usually would have, then all of the value is immediately lost, and I cannot stress that. Do not spend money that you normally wouldn't have spent. I already have an Amex Platinum card, which I usually put everything on. My Platinum card has been enough that I no longer spend money on flights. Thanksgiving and Christmas flight home is covered every year just for my rewards. What I did was I got myself a new credit card, and it's the Blue Cash Preferred from Amex. I love Amex cards because the annual fee gets waived for military members. The Blue Cash Preferred from Amex gives me 6% back on groceries and 6% back on gas. I spend roughly $300 a month on groceries and about $75 a month on the gas. This gave me a total savings of $22 a month just for signing up for a new credit card. Number 4, subscriptions. I had way too many subscriptions that were costing me way too much. What's even scarier is I had subscriptions that I forgot about and I wasn't even using. With subscriptions being the new best way to get money out of people, make sure to keep track of your subscriptions. A very quick and simple fix to this is to tell your bank you lost your card and then have them issue you a new card with a new number, which will cancel all your subscriptions. That will give you a clean slate from all your subscriptions. Simply add the ones back that you really need. Here's a list of all the subscriptions that I had. I had a 5-4 Club clothing membership, which was $50 a month. I had an Amazon Prime membership, which is $10 a month. YouTube Premium was another $12 a month. Spotify Premium, another $10 a month. The Dollar Shave Club cost me $2 or $3 a month. And then I had a Green Chef, which is where they just send you meals, and that was costing me $120 a month. That adds up to $206 a month in subscriptions. I definitely didn't need all of them. So now I'm down to just 2 subscriptions. Amazon Prime, which I'm very close to canceling, and I'll tell you why in just a second. And the other subscription that I have is YouTube Premium. Now I know what you were all wondering. What the heck do you watch? Well, I get a Netflix from my dad, and I've got YouTube, which is plenty enough for me, and I don't really have a lot of free time. I cut my subscriptions down from about $206 a month to just $24 a month. That alone saved me $186 a month. Number 5, miscellaneous crap you only use for a couple weeks. This is all the extra stuff you spend on that you don't need. Meaning if you cut it out of your life, it wouldn't change anything. This is the crap that Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, unfortunately, and other ads convince you that you need. So after looking at all my expenses, I found my Achilles heel. I'm sad to say it, but I was spending around $500 a month on random Amazon crap, which is the reason why I will cancel that subscription when it runs out. And I was buying straight trash. Here's some examples of what I was buying. A pill organizer. I take 3 pills a day and was too lazy to grab them straight out of the bottle, and I spent $20 to fix the problem. I spent about $75 on herbal supplements trying to create the hangover cure. I failed. I bought a wireless programmable thermostat because I was too lazy to turn a fan on when it got too hot. Hundreds of dollars to smart home features like light bulbs and other fancy lights and stuff like that. The list goes on, and now that I'm aware of it, I can actually save hundreds of dollars every month not buying that crap. Number 6, eating out. I was eating out pre-pandemic at least 6 or 7 times a week. Lunch every day at work, and then on average 2 more times per week for dinner. This really quickly added up, and somehow I just ignored it. I was spending upwards of $75 a week just eating out, and that is just too much for me. I was spending more eating out than I did on food at home. So I took a very drastic approach here, and I eat out at most once per week. It forced me to learn how to cook, and that alone saved me about $200 a month. Another huge savings for me. Number 7, my utility bill. Now, I'm too lazy to be constantly plugging things in and out all the time. I tried it for about a week, and it's simply not worth the trouble. Every time you want to turn on the TV, to have to go plug it in first is too inconvenient for me, and it was driving me crazy. But I did see that 80% of my utility bill was heating and cooling of my apartment. Now, this one really depends on the area that you live in, but even just turning the thermostat down a couple degrees will save you some money. But I also understand if you, for example, have a family and kids complaining all the time about the temperature, this isn't an option. But luckily to me, I live alone, so whatever I can tolerate goes. I haven't heated my home at all in the last 2 months, and it's getting pretty cold at night, but I've learned to deal with it, and I'll put on an extra hoodie. It's not a big deal. As it gets colder, I might have to turn it on eventually, but currently I can tolerate it. I'm saving about $80 a month on my utility bill, just from not heating my home. I'm also getting a little creative on how to keep the heat in my home, including leaving the ceiling fans running at night to keep the hot air from rising out of my apartment. In total, I've cut out close to $1,000 a month that I realized I was just wasting on unnecessary stuff. That doesn't mean that I'm going crazy frugal. I definitely still want to enjoy life. I don't think it's worth reaching financial independence a year or 2 earlier if I have to hate my life for the next 10 or 15 years. But that's all I got for you guys. If I think of anything else, I'll definitely let you know. Tell me some things that you've been saving money on. I'd love to hear it. I'm always trying to do better. Well, thanks for coming to the channel. This is Breaking the Cycle with Devin, and I'll see you guys next time.